Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a little bit. I know I'm still watching Wyatt. See, I always consider, like, should I wait till Wyatt go off before I come on? Or, because I'll be watching. I'll be watching Wyatt, on the drive. Uh, Hypothetically speaking, I might be watching Wyatt uh, for entertainment purposes only on the drive home. And, then I come in and I, hurry up down here and while I'm getting everything together, you know, I always have a man, I be checking him out. So y'all see, I ain't just pretending. I be watching Wyatt. Um, and, he be talking about some good stuff. I be like, I be trying to listen, but I be trying to come on. I know some of y'all haven't tuned in to Wyatt yet. So, I try to come on at as close as I can at 3 o'clock, depending on what's going on in my world. And, but if I knew like everybody was watching Wyatt, I'd wait till Wyatt was done before I came on, just so y'all know. Because I'll be watching Wyatt. But that's that. And I didn't wait, so I'm here now. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It was the eclipse yesterday, or I'm sorry, the eclipse yesterday. Why people stress that E? It was an eclipse. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And then, people like to hype stuff. I was listening, because y'all know I listen to Lincoln Ware as well. So I was listening to Lincoln Ware, and people were, at least in the Facebook chat, talking about it was pitch black outside. It wasn't no light. It was total darkness. Y'all frustrate me saying nonsense. Exaggeration frustrates me. It does. Well, you wasn't in Dayton, so you don't know. I know it wasn't total darkness. Do you know what total darkness is? Look, I got a dark room right here. I'm pointing at it. You can't see it, but trust me, it's a dark room right there. Got the window blacked out, so it's like completely blacked out. When I close this door, so I got a blackout curtain, and when I close this door with the blackout curtain, the window completely blacked out, it's still not completely totally dark, but I can hold my hand right here this close to my face and I can't see my hand. That's what total darkness is. It wasn't total darkness. It got dark like it was, close to nighttime. Actually, at one point, okay, it was like it was night. But it wasn't total darkness. Stop saying nonsense. Y'all know that bothered me. A lot of people understood what you meant, but it bothers me. Because it wasn't no damn total darkness. You was looking at the people next to you. Can you believe it's dark? And they was like, I don't believe it's dark. You could see them. It wasn't total darkness. Oh, it's frustrating. All right, let me get to my hello. I had to get that out because it was bothering me. Some other things about the eclipse bothered me. I just called it an eclipse, but apparently I'm saying it wrong. It's an eclipse. But of course, before I do that, let me get to the hellos. I got to welcome everybody. To the show. If this is your first time checking me out, the way I run the show, I just be on here just rambling about nonsense. I be on here rambling about nonsense, and people like to watch me ramble about nonsense. We not changing the world right here. Sometimes we talk about significant issues. But sometimes I just be talking. And we have fun. People mock me, which they shouldn't do. But people mock me, I mock back. We try not to do too much just flat out insulting. Usually if somebody's throwing an insult, it's an inside joke somewhere. You might not get it, but somebody gets it. And it's usually all fun spirited. Is that a thing? It's all good spirited. All right. So that's the way we do it. But I typically start off the show. All I ask, this is the cost of admission. Not really, but sort of. Say hello to me. That's it. Good afternoon. And tell me where you listening or watching from. Part of town if you're in Cincinnati. If you're not in Cincinnati proper, what suburb of Cincinnati? That's it. And I expect Jerika. Yesterday she said she had some big news for the Afternoon Experiment family. So I expect we might see and or hear something from Jerika. It's not how you pronounce her name. It's not. But I like saying it because I'm going to say this one time. Well, I'm probably say it a whole lot of times. I like the Lincoln Ware show. I watch it. I'm entertained by it every day. He's an entertaining guy. And his show is typically very entertaining. I encourage you to listen to Lincoln, listen to Wyatt. And then, if you got a little bit of time, maybe check me out. Kind of in that order. Listen to Lincoln, listen to Wyatt. And if you feel like it, come check me out. But, yeah, he pronounces her name Jerika. So, y'all know me. I just like to do stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know why when somebody mispronounces something, it bothers me. So even if I mispronounce it, it bothers me when I hear other people do it. And so, if I'm in a chat, I'm going to phonetically type out whatever they said. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm just having fun. But say hello to me. Tell me where you're checking us out from. Like I said, if you're in Cincinnati, say, Avondale or Westwood or, whatever neighborhood you're in. If you're outside of Cincinnati, you're Mount Healthy, North College Hill, Fairfield, whatever. And if you're from anywhere else, just, I'm calling from Wisconsin or checking you out in Arizona. I don't know. All right. And one of the things that I do, I like to do it because I feel like it connects me to you. So I like to say hello to the people who said hello to me. So let's get to it. Robert. What's up? Good afternoon. Got Erica. Erica in the house representing Reading. In case you didn't know, wherever you're listening, you are their representative for this show at this time. You are the representative. So if Erica says something, brilliant, Reading believes this brilliant thing. Why? Because Erica says so and she represents Reading. Now, if Erica says some silly stuff, Reading is silly. Why? Because Erica says something silly and she represents Reading. I feel like I said something wrong in there, but you know what I mean. So Erica, representing Reading. We got Brandy in the house. Good afternoon, Brandy. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking me out. Lewis, good afternoon, Lewis. Got Mike. Mike in the house representing Woodlawn. All right, Mike. I always like when Mike's here. I like when Mike calls in as well. We got Nick. He's representing beautiful Blue Ash. Guess you can't beat that. Anthony, the hater Prosser, representing, he didn't say. Vanessa, good afternoon. She's representing downtown. If I say you're a she and you're not a she, just say I'm not a she. If I say you're a he and you're not a he, say I'm not a he. But look at the name. And Vanessa is typically a lady name. So that's what you do. Pamela. Pamela representing North Avondale. All right. Brian. Brian say he laid up in Springdale. Laid up in what way? Cause man, when I used to hear like my mom and them talking, and they talked about somebody being laid up, it was usually with somebody. She all laid up under that N, or he all laid up under that B. So you laid up with somebody, or you could be laid up like, oh, I'm sick, I'm laid up. So I don't know, Brian, which one is it? Which one is it? Brian laid up with some bitch? I ain't mad at you, Brian. You got to do what you got to do. Or not. Logic Slayer, representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Got Tria in the house representing Columbia Township. Good afternoon, Tria. David representing Hebron. Good afternoon, David Martin. Regina in the house. She's representing Madisonville. Logic Slayer say, I'm the king. Come on when I want. I'm a respectful king, though. Like, I'm the king of talk, which people still be confused about what that means. I'm the king of talk. All that really means is that wherever someone is talking, I'm the Lord over that. That's it. That's it. So don't mean I'm in charge of everyone who talks, but I lord over all talk. Janice, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Janice. Hold on, I need to skip down. There's Brian answer the question. He said the other old school meaning, vasectomy. Oh, okay, I remember that. Yeah, I was laid up too. not in the good way. Let me see, where was I? I had just said Janice, good afternoon. And just for the record, Janice is my favorite viewer, listener, caller. I don't know that she's ever called. Janice is called. She's my favorite, just in case y'all don't know. So there's no question about the pecking order. Janice, number one. Everybody else somewhere under there. Brian says, question. How often in a year do you find yourself outside on your vehicle or helping someone else with theirs? If I had to put a number on it, I'd say probably about 15, 20 times. Like if something go on with my brakes, like I need new brake pads in the front right now. They just start that little squealing sound. You notice a little tab on your brakes. Because I know that a lot of ladies are listening. Some guys don't know this either. There's a little tab on your brake pads in the front. And as your brake pads wear down, like if you got your rotor here, I don't know if y'all can see this. And what happens is the pad squeezes on the rotor. That's what stops the car, right? Well, there's a little tab. I'm doing this because the tab is a tab. This is the international symbol for tab, in case you didn't know that. There's a little tab on the brake pads. And when that tab starts scraping up against the rotors, it's not really damaging them, but it makes an annoying squealing sound. And that's to let you know, hey, your brake pads are low. It's about time to change them. It don't mean your brakes is bad. You can go for a little while with the squealing, but it's not recommended. That's when it's time to change your brake pads, okay? And mine just started squealing. So I got to get out there and change the brake pads. I could take it to somebody and do it and, pay probably 10 times as much as it's going to cost me to do it. And it's only going to take me 30 minutes. If I had like an automatic jack or something like that, and because I got my impact, pull the tire off, and then you got a few things you got to take off, get the pad. Well, it all depends on the car. But on my car, I have to take off a couple of bolts, swing the thing back, take off the thing, put the new pads on, swing the thing back. If I had like a jack, some electrical thing to jack my car up, I could probably do it in about 20, but because I don't, it take me a little while to jack the car up. So that's that. But yeah, so if my car needs something, if Mrs. Livingston's car needs something, I just changed. I was driving behind her. We both went to the same function at different times. And so when we left, we were on the way home, and behind her, she's driving. And when she puts on her brakes, only one of the lights was coming on. Everything else was working fine. But one light was coming on. I'm like, you need new bulbs. She was like, no, I was just behind you. I'm telling you, you need new bulbs. And I went to the store the next day, because it was a little late. I went to the store the next day, got the good LED bulbs, and replaced them. So that's that will be two, probably this weekend. I'll get out there and do the brake pads. So that'll be two just this week. And yeah, I have a friend or two who, if something goes wrong with their car, they call me and they're like, hey, my brakes, and can you help me? And I'm like, sure. My daughter, something go wrong with her car. Daddy, I need, I always know something wrong because of the way she say daddy. Because of the way she say daddy. Daddy, that means I need your help with something. Daddy, that means something good happened. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Just the different tone in her voice lets me know. When I pick up the phone, what's up, little girl? Daddy, like, oh, she needs me. She broke down on the highway, or something going on with the car, or something broke at the house, or something like that. 20 times a year I'm out there. That was a long answer to that question. Brent, good afternoon. He's representing Dallas, Texas. Janice says it got really dark. It did get dark. Ron says, did you get your superpowers? I guess he's talking about the thing, the eclipse. No, I didn't get any superpowers. Brent says the WrestleMania wrestling report may be delayed. All right. I'm sure some people are happy about that. DeWanda, good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. We got Phyllis in the house. Good afternoon, Phyllis. Good afternoon. Let me see. Sierra, she's representing Boston, and she's on YouTube today. All right. Can't beat that. Jerica, she says, hola, beautiful black people and others. Benita, she's representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon, Benita. Good afternoon. Anthony says he thought the cost of admission was a pallet of ginger snaps. Hey, ginger snaps are always welcome. Actually, I'm on this Little Debbie raisin cream pies are one of the best things that God ever created. God put that idea into Debbie's head. God said, Debbie, make some raisin cream pies. I wish God would have said, just make some cream pies without the raisins. Them raisin cream pies, I happen to have some right here. Them raisin cream pies are delicious. And they're hard to find. And when I ran into them, actually just earlier today, I was like, I need to get a few boxes because they're difficult to find. So, yeah, I would take raisin cream pies over anything else. I take the raisins off. I have a special tool, which I don't have down here, but I have a special tool that I use to take the raisins off. I don't like raisins, but the cake and the cream, delicious. Delicious. LaDonna says too sweet. It is sweet. It is sweet. Brenda, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Um, Andrea. Andrea, good afternoon. She's representing downtown today. We got two people representing downtown so far. Albert. Albert Caldwell. Are you related to Andrew Caldwell by any chance? And you know, Andrew Caldwell. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. That dude. Are you related to him at all? Just curious. Jerika says she's rushing home to call. Crystal, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Jason in the house. Jason in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sheila. Sheila Rollinson, representing Price Hill. Good afternoon. Fame. Fame, good afternoon. Listening from Montgomery. Literally down the street from Lincoln Ware's crib today. All right. Stop by and tell him I said hi. He might slap fire out you. Terry, representing downtown. Downtown is well represented today. All right. Terry, good afternoon. Jason's representing Fairfield, by the way. Good afternoon. Janice is just checking in from Cincinnati. Well, you have to say what part of Cincinnati. But you don't have to, but you know what I'm saying. Crystal says she geek, won tickets to see Boys to Men, telling any and everyone who will listen. I got beef with that Boys to Men commercial that they're running on the bus. I don't know where else they're running it. But on the bus, it says, the greatest R&B group in history, Boys to Men. Well, like the hell they are. The hell they are. How do they lay claim to being the greatest R&B group in history? I got beef with that. And if I run into Sean or Wanye or one of the other ones, I don't know their names. I only know them two because there was a song where they said them. But if I run into them, I'm going to tell them, like, hey, stop saying that shit. Y'all can't claim to be the greatest R&B group or male R&B group of all time. Cut that out. And I might slap the fire out of one of them. No, I'm not going to slap him. DeAndre, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hola. Somebody got mad that I say hola. I know it's hola. I speak a little Spanish. A little. I know it's hola. But I like saying hola. Don't get mad. Just like instead of saying gracias, I say Garcias. I know it ain't Garcias. I just like to say it that way. And when I say it to some of my Spanish-speaking friends, they look at me real crazy. Lewis says, excellent analysis of the time of day. All right, that's CK. Dwayne, good afternoon. He's representing Mount Airy. Is that it? Did I get everybody? Samuel, good afternoon. Sierra says, did I miss something? Why are you explaining the rules and regulations of the show? Well, sometimes, people be new. This be their first time. Check me out. I ran into a brother at a store yesterday who was like, man, are you not at the station no more? I haven't heard you in a while. I'm like, you just realizing that you haven't heard me in a while? He was like, are you at the station? I'm like, no, they fired me a long time ago. He's like, really? I'm sure they fired you for something that you did, like they did, but it's all good. We talked for a little bit. And, well, where are you? What are you doing now? I said, I do a little show on a few social media sites. He's like, oh, well, where can I find you? Blah, blah, blah. So he may have tuned in today. So this would be his first time. And if it's your first time and you don't know how I get down, so every once in a while I like to tell the people. That's it. Nothing bad happened. Yissy. Hold on, why it went off. And now my screen over here doing crazy stuff. Close that. Yissy Uh, representing Bond Hill. Yissy says it's a male. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that. I would have definitely thought Yissy was a female. Number one, it rhymes with Missy, you said. And number two, you got a cat up there as your screensaver. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I don't know many brothers that's cat dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done known a whole lot of brothers never really went over nobody's house and they was like, oh, don't mind my cat. Like, what? You got cats? You know, brothers usually either got, got a dog, got a snake, you know what I'm saying? Something. But women are usually cat people. Women are usually cat people. So I'm glad you said that you're a male. Otherwise, I'd have thought you was a chick. Fame, good afternoon. Fame says he's watching The Parkers on Netflix. All right. Preston, good afternoon. I think, did I get everybody? Did I get everybody in? I think I got everybody. Brian got something he want to contribute later for outside. All right. I'll look for it. I'm glad you told me. Otherwise, I might not see it for another 3 weeks. Let me see. Diane representing Covington. Good afternoon. Steban. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Jarika says she never knew that thing about the break, the little tabs. See, now you know. Now you know. Let me see. I think that's everybody. Let's scroll through. Any more hellos? Jason says breaks seem not too difficult. They're not. Trust me, you could do it. Let me see. Did I get all the hellos? I think I got all the hellos. Some of y'all hating on raisin cream pies. Something wrong with y'all. Raisins ruin everything. Take the raisins off. I don't eat raisins. Take the raisins off. Let me see. I think that's it. Oh, scroll. He is not related to the other Caldwell. Okay. All right. I think I got everybody. Wait a minute. Lamont. Grand day to you as well. Where can I find those old school banana flips with the cream filling? Believe it or not, on Sunday, I was just talking to Mrs. Livingston about how much I missed those. We were on our way home from bowling. I didn't even post about my score in bowling. It was atrocious. I need to get out and bowl more. But we were on the way home from bowling, and I was talking about them banana flips. Those things were good. I hate that they ever discontinue those. Alethea, good afternoon to you. J.R. Edwards, good afternoon. Crystal in the house representing Fairmount, good afternoon to you. Twin, good afternoon. Let me see. I think that's everybody. Pat, good afternoon, representing Westwood. Crystal, good afternoon, representing Mount Healthy. It don't matter if that's your work. You represent Mount Healthy. I think that's it. Please stop calling her Jarika. I can't. Shahara, good afternoon. She's representing Mason today. And that's it. All right. Now, let's get to something. I'll push the Eclipse talk to later, because that's more of a personal story. Me and the little baby went and we watched the Eclipse. Or as I say, Eclipse. And I'll share that story with y'all maybe later. If I get to it. I might not get to it, but I probably will, because y'all know how it is. These parents that just got sentenced to 10 to 15 years, 10 to 15 years, both parents, 10 to 15 years for their kid, shooting some people. It's a school situation. It wasn't just some, it was random and all of that kind of stuff, but it wasn't just, there were signs that bad stuff was going to happen. They were not attentive parents. And I won't say that they encouraged it, but they didn't really discourage it. There were signs that they should have seen, and there were steps that they could have taken that any reasonable, rational parent would have, I believe, would have taken to do so. LaDonna says, I don't know the story. Crumley, I don't remember the kid's name, but Crumley, this boy had some, I'm gonna say he had some mental issues, and he had expressed to people verbally and in writing that basically he was gonna shoot people at school. He had expressed this verbally to people and in writing, according to all the reports that I've read. Of course, I wasn't there. I didn't know them. I didn't sit in the trial. I read stories about this stuff. And he'd expressed to the people, that he wanted to hurt himself and that he wanted to hurt others, that he wanted to shoot up the school, and, wrote stuff about wanting to shoot up the school. I think he even wrote about like seeing ghosts and I might be making this part up, but even talking to demons and stuff. But definitely about seeing and talking to ghosts. And them telling, this was in Michigan, and them telling him stuff to do. Like the boy, and it ain't like he held that stuff in. He talked to his parents about it. So they knew this stuff. And they still bought him a gun and took him shooting so that he could get good with the gun. On the day that he shot up the school, he had the gun in his backpack. The parents got called to the school. Now, some of it is just the parents, and some of it is how they handled this stuff at the school. But that's a whole other issue. But they basically said, ain't nothing wrong with him. He cool. But if I remember, at school, he talked about shooting people. He got sent to the office for it. And everybody was like, he good. They was like, well, why don't y'all take him home? And they was like, no, we don't want to take him home. He fine. So they left him at school. And nobody checked his backpack. Or his locker. I think he had it in his backpack. But nobody checked. And later he did what? He shot up the school. Killed some people. These parents were charged, not just, again, like I said, just, he shot somebody, charge the parents. No, it's like, man, y'all, it was a lot of signs that y'all had. He was telling y'all this stuff, and you still went and bought him a gun? And y'all paid no attention? Like, they was both kind of doing their own thing. Their marriage wasn't, great. But I think she was somewhere getting dug out, and, he was probably doing something, digging somebody, whatever, They had their own concerns. Well, they both got sentenced to 10 to 15 years today. But I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. I'm not 100%. Because look, I know I know a lot of people love the idea of, send somebody to jail. Send them to jail. See, I don't love the thought of people going to jail. I don't think that's a solution for everything. And I don't think that's, the way you handle everything. Sometimes I don't think it's a good idea. Am I saying these parents shouldn't face some punishment? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just not sure what let me play at the sentencing a portion of the judge's comments at the sentencing, okay? Play a portion of these comments. See if I can figure this out. Hold on. We're going to go here. Hold on, stop. What are you doing? We're going to remove that. We're going to go here. But we're going to move you. Yeah. And hopefully this plays.
I guess I would like to say briefly to the families, considering your immeasurable grief, it's completely understandable to hate everything associated with these proceedings. I spent both trials looking out at all the family members, and I wondered to myself, I was looking straight on at Mr. St. Juliana, whether or not he'll ever smile again. And that's very difficult. I'm very aware of my job in this situation, very aware of my job, to not be swayed by public opinion, by media, by any of those different things. I can't and will not pretend to understand the pain the families are experiencing, but I did sit through these trials with you. I saw what you saw. I heard what you heard. So I can and will offer my deepest and most sincere condolences for your unfathomable losses. It's as I just said, it's not my rule. It's not the rule of the court system to make an example of the defendants. However, it is a goal of sentencing to act as a deterrent. These charges are not jury edicts about gun ownership or keeping a gun in a private home. All of the jurors in both trials agreed that they understood that. Parenting is a complex job. Parenting practices around the world share the goals of ensuring health and safety, preparation for life as a productive adult, and transmission of cultural values. Parents are not expected to be psychic. But these convictions are not about poor parenting. These convictions confirm repeated acts or lack of acts that could have halted an oncoming runaway train, about repeatedly ignoring things that would make a reasonable person feel the hair on the back of their neck stand up. Opportunity knocked over and over again, louder and louder, and was ignored. No one answered, and these two people should have and sure didn't. Mr. Crumley, it's clear to this court that because of you, there was unfettered access to a gun or guns, as well as ammunition in your home. You've characterized yourself as a martyr and threatened the well-being of the prosecutor. Mrs. Crumley, you glorified the use and possession of these weapons. Your attitude toward your son and his behaviors was dispassionate and apathetic. Your response to school staff after a 12-minute meeting was, "Are we done here?" During your trial, you announced that you wouldn't do anything different. I understand that might have been misinterpreted, but it did cut the victims deep. Because of both of your actions and inaction, among many, many other things, the world is missing out on a top college university will miss out on Tate's star quality football skills, creativity, and sense of humor. Among many, many other things, the world will miss is Madison's kind and loving soul and the light that reflected her beauty both inside and out. Although a hero in death because of his organ donations that helped so many, we will never know where Justin, an excellent student with vast skills and interests, described as a mentor and a leader, would have left his giant imprint. The impact statements given here and the written statements provided to the court describe the cataclysmic impact the deaths of these children have had on their children. With regard to each defendant, this court has spent night and day thinking about this case, as you can imagine. I've prayed about this case. I've thought about this case. And I've considered the possibility for rehabilitation, the need to protect society, the penalty appropriate to the conduct and goal of deterring others from similar conduct. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation reports. I am, of course, sadly familiar with the facts and circumstances of these cases, as well as those surrounding each defendant. The advisory sentencing guidelines in this matter do not capture the catastrophic impact of the acts or inaction in these matters. The guidelines do not take into account the complete lack of insight both defendants have for their behavior to this very day. The guidelines do not account for the severity of the circumstances in this matter. The guidelines ignore the survivors, including shooting victims Phoebe Arthur, Elijah Mueller, Riley Franz, Kylie Osage, Jonna Shudo, Molly Darnell, and Aiden Watson. They were deeply wounded, both physically and emotionally. In addition to the 7 wounded, each of the defendants' gross negligence has caused unimaginable suffering to hundreds of others as a result of what happened that day. Each act or inaction created a ripple effect. Therefore, an out-of-guidelines sentence is appropriate and proportional. The court uses the useful tool of the legislative guidelines, which embody the principles of proportionality, while also taking into account the nature of the offense and the background of each defendant. I believe that the following sentences would be in the best interest of justice and are reasonable and proportionate to the seriousness of the matter and the circumstances surrounding each defendant. With regard to Jennifer Crumley, it is the sentence of this court, Ms. Crumley, that you serve 10 to 15 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections. You will have credit for 858 days. State costs are $272. There's a crime victims' rights fee of $130. You and your agents may not have any contact with the families of Madison Baldwin, Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling. I will issue another ruling with regard to contact with your son, the shooter. Excuse me. As to defendant James Crumley, it is the sentence of this court that you serve 10 to 15 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections, that you receive credit for 858 days, that you pay state costs in the matter of $272, that there is a crime victims' rights fee of $130, that you or your agents have no contact with the families of Madison Baldwin, Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling. Ms. Wheeler, have I left anything out with regard to sentencing? No restitution has been requested by any of the families at this time, correct?
All right. Let me see if I can get this back right. All right. So, let's go to the phone. Twin.
Hey, what's up, E-Man? Can you hear?
You sound low to me.
All right, can you hear me now?
I think. I think.
What you mean you think? Turn your volume up, man.
I think you might need to turn your volume up. Volume, by the way. It's an O-V-O-L, not V-A-L. It's not volume.
It's the correction.
Volume.
That's the correction. Hey, E-Man.
Yes, sir.
I don't feel sorry for them people. They got what they deserve. 10 or 15 years, they got, what she say, 385 days credit?
800
That's
and
20.
something days credit.
Oh, that's 2.5 years, whatever, almost 3 years or whatever. In Michigan, they give them 10 years, but it depends on the people. They probably ask the prosecutor to shoot for the, even though the sentence was 10 to 15, but the judge can give them a max. If the people come forward like, nah, they need to get the max for what they did to my son or daughter or whatever. Which I don't believe. That was a premeditated murder, man. They showed him how to shoot the gun, cock it, and whatever else, and he felt like he wasn't getting no love at home, so he took it out, debating and stuff in that little room, probably looking at Call of Duty, and say, oh, I think I'm going to do it today. And went in there, and then when they sending him text messages and all that.
Who?
His mama now. And then after, when it was too late, when he started doing the shooting, I think they brought it up too in a trial when they were sending back and forth text messages. And she was like, oh, no. And she got word that he did it and everything. And I guess she felt like, oh, man, I sent the wrong text to him or some type. But there was something in that scenario that took place like that.
It was a lot of weird stuff during this thing. So I don't remember all of the details. I really don't.
When I seen that, I seen it on Court TV, look, and when she was sending that text message, it was too late. Then he already shot the 3-4 kids or whatever. But I feel like they got what they deserve. They should have got more time. But let me tell you this, man. I want to catch Wyatt too, but he wasn't taking too many calls. But I feel like this: if you got kids, which we all do, and I'll tell you ins and outs of what I've been through and all that, what's the consequence and everything else behind it, that's on you, man. Like the Bible said, every man held accountable for their own actions. So you go out there, after I told you don't go in there and rob that little yin yang or them Arabs and stuff, you want to do it anyway, because what? You want to be a Me Too following Negro, follow after your little guys or whatever. You trying to be follow the leader and stuff when you supposed to be the leader. You know right from wrong when I told you what's going to happen behind. So you in that little 2020 or the county jail, whatever you might go, that's on you. You got to pay for what you just did. So sometimes I do blame. Now this new generation, yes, I blame these parents, because the parents, these new generation, Emanuel, they want to be their best friend, cousin, whatever else, TikTok venue or something like that. The way the life is right now, but to each his own, man. But like I heard, like when I did my time and then I got out and I told my sons then my situation, I said, that's on y'all. My oldest one didn't listen. He thought it was sweet and stuff. And, all my kids graduated except my last, the 10-year-old, and I got the baby now, but the rest of them graduated, 4 more above them graduated. But my oldest one, I was telling him, man, I was like, don't do this and don't do that. He get mad at me because I ain't want to, when I tell him not to do it, he do it anyway. Said, okay, you go learn. And you in Mississippi too? Man, they gonna hang you like they did them black folks back in the days in Mississippi. So he did his time. He did close to 10 and everything. He just got out. He been free for like two years maybe. So he get mad because I ain't want to put him on. After you just did all that time, you want me to do this? No, they ain't like that. So you cuss me out, you ain't this, and okay, I'm going to be there. I still love you, though. But, hey, I ain't about to jump to you what you want me to do. But I let them fall for their own little trap, man, to keep it real, man, because, hey, my hands is watching. Once I tell you what I've been through and what's behind it and everything, you want to be on that dummy mode? Hey, look, this is what you get. Get you a slap stick because you going to need one because you're acting stupid, man. Grab you a sneaker because it's going to be a long ride, boss.
Twin,
so
I have a question for you. Do you take any responsibility for the path that he chose in life?
No.
He didn't see you walking that same path?
He knew. See, I had him like on some thirsty stuff one day and everything. And I was like, dang, she really pregnant and everything. So I was around for a couple of years. Then I was like, man, I got to get up out. I got to go back to the city. So I moved back to Chicago with my mama and everything. And, you know, we had a connection out there, and I wanted to get him when he was like maybe 6. And his mom was going through goofy stuff and everything. It's a long story, man, but
Right.
he knew right. He knew right from wrong. I don't care, man.
Hold on.
Twin. My son was a square, man. He got around them goofies and stuff, and that's how he wanted to take off. Think he Macho Man Randy Savage.
But what I'm asking you is, I know a lot of times kids, even if you're not around, they hear about their father. In particular, if you're not around, they hear about their daddy. They watch their daddy. They see what their daddy doing, how their daddy living, and some kids want to do what they daddy doing. And so
I never, to be out of respect of my kids, I never did my transaction around my kids. That's the most important. I always, my other oldest boys. Now I had a crib and stuff. I had a crib and a trap house. I never conducted business or let nobody know where I stayed or anything. My business on the streets is my business. I never took it home. Now my baby mama and them knew what I was doing and everything. But other than that, man, I never shop no dope or sold no weed in front of my kids.
But you really don't think that your children knew what you were doing, even though they never actually saw it?
I just tell you that I never did no transaction around them.
Again, I said, even though they didn't see it, you think they didn't know?
They didn't know. I didn't tell them till later on. When I got locked up and did my time, I got out.
You don't think that their moms might have told them how you was living?
Hey, no, it's respect, man. I told them afterward. They knew when they had an idea, though. When they saw all that money on their bed, they had an idea, but they didn't come to me like, dude, you selling drugs, you doing this. No, they might have had an idea or something about watching TV or something like that, because they love that look, all about the business and all that extra stuff. But no, I never did a transaction around them, man. I kept respect, and I didn't want them to, get to the streets and like, dang, like my daddy can sell this, I can do it too. They didn't know that my first two, man, they the worst thing ever happened, man. They hard-headed just like me.
Right, but Twin, and again, I'm not trying to say it's your fault, right?
No, all right, I understand.
Okay, but other people, if anybody out there watching, paying attention, understand, kids ain't stupid. And you may never do a transaction in front of your kids or, take them around it, but kids be knowing,
Of course they be knowing, because they probably be over their cousin house or something doing it, or they friend house. Of course they go catch on. Of course they go seeing it on TV and everything. They go follow. Dang. Jay-Z used to sell bricks back in the day.
No. I mean, kids be knowing what their parents be doing, even when their parents try to hide it from them.
They never knew, man. So I told them, till I got out the joint, that what part you understand?
They probably did know, Twin.
They didn't.
That's what I'm trying to
get.
You. You even said they might have had an idea. If they had an idea, bro, they probably knew. They didn't tell you that they knew.
Man, you a TV or radio prosecutor or something, man?
I'm not trying to prosecute you, bro. I'm just trying to. I think this might be a teachable moment, maybe for somebody else out there.
What? If I'm telling you they didn't know, I mean, you can have an idea, assume something, but until you know everything is in your face, then you can say something. Until then, just keep assuming and watch it. Then you might learn. But I never gave them the opportunity. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know that you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. You try to make it all the way, probably try to convince me and trick me and everything, and like, yeah, I got him. When finally confessed to it.
No,
but I understand. I understand though, man. I know what you're talking about. Since I had the money, you think they had an idea? They probably, assume or think like, yeah, Daddy got that money from somewhere else, hustling probably.
But even if nothing else, Twin, look, you 100% reformed now, right?
Somewhat.
Okay.
No,
but just listening to you and you know what I'm saying, the way that you communicate and all of that kind of stuff, it's clear, even if you're not doing it now, that you lived a street life. And if
Yeah.
I'm your son, your little shorty, and I'm known daddy lived the street life, guess what I might want to do? I might want to be like daddy. And I don't know everything that daddy did, but I know daddy lived. I can listen to daddy.
I know
You know what I'm saying?
I know they probably doing it now. I know for sure they is, because I get word on the street. It come back to me. But I know they doing it. But I mean, I can't, to each his own. They already told them the ropes behind. So if they get caught up in that jam, that's on them.
But
Okay,
here's what I'm trying to get you to maybe consider. Just consider that you might need to do more than just tell them don't do that. You might want to be a little more hands-on, a little more persistent, a little less, hey, I told you and it's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I sat down with my son now. I even talked to them about it still. Oh, whatever, you doing what? Oh, okay. All right.
What?
I told you before. I did all that, man. That's on you if you want to jump off that bridge. I ain't tell you go jump off of it.
No, see, I'm trying to convince you. Now, this I am trying to convince you. It ain't just on them. It's on you too, Daddy, because you set an example, and now you have to not just tell them and say, oh, well, no, that's on you. You have to tell them, be the example of what else to do. And
What you think I do, man? You think I practice what I preach or
and
something?
be
What you think I do?
constantly,
No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to tell you one time only. I'm not going to do that. I'm not no babysitter. Only ones I babysit is the 10-year-old and the little 4-month-old. Other than that, I'm not no babysitter,
But what
man.
I'm saying is, you said I'm going to tell you one time and one time only, but you showed them not, right up, but
Hey, man,
more
it took me
than one
to
time.
go to the joint, man. It took me one time. You think I wanted to go back and stuff? Now, when I got out and stuff, I was like, man, I came home with like 500. I'm like, man, it's slow, man. I know I need to get a job and everything, but when my brother was got locked up, my other brother was out and he was doing, I was like, man, I gotta make me some money real quick. I made a little 2,000-3,000, whatever, and I stopped. I was like, no, this ain't for me. So I'm in my ear. I don't know if it was God or whoever. Like, no, you want to go back? And I was like, no, I stopped, man. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And so it took me one time. I told God, just get me out this jam. I can't come back and listen to them. I've been here 3 times.
But you at least say that about, you pray to God about your sons, right? Like God,
yeah, I do.
change
I
their
always
hearts
do.
and minds.
Yeah, I always pray
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but come on, man. I'm a believer, man.
I'm just asking, bro. You never know.
Yeah, because there's been plenty of time, man, from like recently, a couple of years ago, they shooting at my son, and I gotta, send the other guys over. It's a whole new ball game out here, man. And I gotta be in the middle of it. This your deal. My kid just did it. Oh, okay, you sending threats, and I ain't on that, man. I'm too old for that.
Okay.
So I'll try to teach them everything, though. But back to that little thing, every man held accountable for their own action, man. I don't care. Like these little shorties be out there. Say, for instance, man, my nephew did a murder down here. He 27, maybe 28. He just got sentenced. He been locked up for like 3 years. He got sentenced last year, the year before last. They gave him like he get out 33, I know that. Maybe gave him 15, 16 years. But let me tell you this, man. The dude he killed and the other guys and stuff pertaining to his case, I can talk about it now because I don't care. The guys that pertaining to his case, this is what kills me the most. Your son got an AK-47. You got choppers and everything else posting on TikTok or the Instagram, whatever that stupid stuff.
Hold on, what's the chopper?
The day before.
What's the chopper?
A chopper?
Yeah.
You don't know what a chopper is, man?
No, I'm asking.
It's like it's a long, extended clip type. Just Google, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Well, anyway, they all posted and stuff, look, AK-47 and all that, they showing it off. So before this happened, they on Instagram and all that. But as soon as he get killed, they hit the news down here. He was a good basketball, football player, loved people, smiling and all that, and everything else, honor roll student. But hold on. Back up. When your kid and the other guys and stuff, he was a good kid because he used to come over all the time. I can't knock him and stuff. He was a good kid, though. But he just got influenced by his stupid cousin and everything. He got influenced by him, and he want to be much. You ain't about that life, shorty. Come on. And he ain't gonna be here living that long no way. The stuff he doing and everything. And you saying all this, your kid this and all that, but look what happened. Then y'all back and forth because your kid influenced him. That's the reason why he killed. That's why my son did it because of your. No, you allowed your son to be around this stupid mess. You play with the fire, you get gunned down with fire and everything. But my thing is this: don't be out there pump faking like your son all this when you know what your son doing behind your door, behind your back door and everything. And that's what kills me, man. Don't get on there and say your son all this and all that and everything, and they have to, stay inspired, whatever the case had to be and everything, man. But I mean, God bless his soul.
May I ask you another question?
What?
You say your nephew?
Yeah, it made the news and everything. Lincoln Heights.
Was his dad an integral part of his life?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the guys who he shot, do you know if their fathers were a part of their lives?
So not the one that's not the cousin, the one that's influenced him and be around and everything. But the one that's dead, yeah, I worked with his father before.
And when I say a part of his life, I mean like a part of his life. Like, did they live with the dad and the dad interact with the kids lovingly?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
I don't think the one that did, but that his cousin, oldest, he in and out of jail. He made the news before this happened too. Before the killing and everything. He sent threats and all that. But you ain't gonna keep sending no more threats though. That's what you ain't gonna do. But to each his own, man. But people just kill me, my son this and all that, and he ain't do no wrong, but your son was just posted with AK-47 and all that, showing it to the media. So I don't feel no sympathy for that, man, sometimes. Because your right is right, wrong is wrong. Just like me, if I'm out there gang banging, shooting at I'm shooting at other people there, you think I ain't gonna get popped? And somebody shoot me, and then my people be like, oh, twin and all that, but he was out there gang bang. That's the only thing they gonna say. Because they knew if I'm like this and everything, hey, I'm bound to get hit, killed, or go to jail, one of the two. So, yeah, but I teach them, Dovey, man. I pray for them and all that, but, sometimes, man, I don't wash my hands, but sometimes you got to bump your head, man, because that's what I did. Kept me going in and out, bonding out and everything, and, hey, I learned my lesson, man. I ain't been back, thank God, and everything ever since.
All right.
Yep. Each his own. Yep. All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you up.
All right, twin.
Know somebody go get on here.
Hold on.
Clown.
Can I ask you one last question?
No, I do not watch wrestling no more.
No, it's not about wrestling. Was your dad an integral part of your life growing up?
Man, my daddy was a gay. See, I learned. I had. Let me tell you, it was 10 of us and one stepbrother. It was 5 girls, 5 boys. When I was growing up, I was in church and I went to church 4 times out of a week. But when I seen that bag of money my uncle brung over there and everything, and I seen all them bricks of cocaine on that table, I'm little looking through the table, big dumb table could fit 15 people. And I'm looking through the cracks, and we little, me and my brother, small, like, look at that. And everything, we whispering everything, and so they doing whatever, bagging and that. And I'm like, look at all that money. So my sister had a candy shop, so I went in there and tried to steal some candy. Hey, bam, a duffel bag fell on my head. And me and my brother like, come here. And I opened it up, money in it. So I got a family that mess with the mafia, man. You thought black family mafia, them my people. So when I seen all that, and my daddy hustling, I'm like, hey, and my brothers knew, and then my uncles knew, yeah, I wanted a bag. So I had to do what I had to do. I probably didn't serve them to like maybe, I don't know, 15, 16 maybe. probably lesser than that. I had weed first, then got up, graduated to the cocaine, then started selling rocks, and it went on from there, man.
Okay.
To each his own. I ain't gonna tell you my history. We gotta talk face to face.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But it depends on it. Either you do or you don't, man. So to each his own. I mean, if you wanna make a bag, get a bag real quick, hey, do it. It's to each his own. But hey, I was a gangster back then, but I put that crazy stuff behind me. I don't look for it because there ain't no use to it no more, man.
Right.
You see they get fentanyl in there, and they're doing the fentanyl on the weed and all that, man. It ain't even worth it, man.
Right.
If you ain't got 10,000 or better, it's over. And the dope game is over, man. As soon as they start breaking that cocaine down to rocks, that's what messed the whole dope game up. And every OG on here probably know what I'm talking about. All right, man. Be safe, man. I'll keep listening.
All right.
All right, gorgeous.
All right, pretty boy.
All right, man.
All right. That's the pretty man. Twin. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I was listening to your show, man. It was good. I heard you talking about Boys to Men.
Yes.
No, nah, like you said, it ain't even close. It ain't even close, like you said. They like Michael Jordan and everybody else like Dominique Wilkins. You feel me? It ain't even close. I mean, if you come platinum off the top, you know what I mean, your first year in the game, then you come back again at the end of the road. Come on now. End of the road, it was over. They stamped it and sealed it. You know what I mean? I mean, there is no other group that even, come close to theirs,
I see, again, I think people look at like record sales and awards and stuff, and they, there are some people who that's the metric that they use to determine who's best, right? But I don't know that that's the metric that should be used to determine who's best. Milli
No,
Vanilli.
go by the song, Livingston. Go by the song.
Now, Milli Vanilli sold a lot of records and won the best new artist Grammy. You think they were the best new artist that year? Well, clearly they weren't. They wasn't even doing the singing. The record sales and all of that kind of stuff, it's a whole lot of things that go into who sell the most records and records stand on the charts and who win awards and all that kind of stuff. I think best is subjective. So from my perspective, they're clearly not the best. They might be one of the most commercially successful, but that doesn't mean they're the best.
They made the best song though, Livingston. Remember End of the Road? That's when they took it home.
Well,
right there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that that's the best song. I actually like Tevin Campbell's "Can We Talk" more than I like "End of the Road." I think "End of the Road" was much more commercially successful. It did much better on the charts. But you talking about a R&B song? I think "Can We Talk" is one of the at least from that era, classic R&B songs. I hear more people singing "Can We Talk" than "End of the Road." So
no, remember he said, "Pain my head, be dead." They ain't got no part like that in Tevin Campbell.
Well, I'll agree with you there. That is not in Tevin Campbell's song.
Right. You got a breakdown.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better song. Some people like that better than another song. And better is subjective.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you got a group that comes along and they see when you get into this game, you're going for the greatest. You want to be the best, like you in talk radio. You want to go Howard Stern levels. You know what I mean?
So wait,
Rush
hold on. Before
height.
you finish, so you think Boys to Men is a better R&B group than, say, the Jackson 5?
Not even close. Come on now. With the ABC, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. It was simple, simplistic. You see what I'm saying? This was elementary.
And
That's what I'm saying. You got to go. These guys was more, they gave you a beginning appetizer, they gave you a main course, and then they gave you a dessert. They gave you, like you had a movie and a song. And it still is nothing to be, nothing even came close to that. As far as a group, see, when you write these songs, you got to have, now, as far as writing a solo adventure, that's a Tevin Campbell. You put him up against somebody like, Sammy.
Well, hold on. Let me. The reason why I used Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk, against your Boys to Men, End of the Road, because I believe LA and Babyface wrote and produced End of the Road. Boys to Men didn't write that song. LA and Babyface, and I believe at least Babyface, but I'm not sure if LA, Babyface wrote and produced Can We Talk. So I used something that was basically written by the same writer and produced by the same producer. You got two different artists. And again, better is subjective. You can't say one is better and one is, you might like one, but I like one better and you like the other better, but better is subjective.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point. But as far as writing lyrics, those are the worst songwriters, like Aretha Franklin, Beyonce. When they write their songs, it's horrible. But when they come with something written for them, it's a platinum automatic hit. You got legendary writers like you just named, LaFace, and then you got Smokey Robinson. Do you remember Smokey Robinson, light-skinned assassin from '63?
Yeah, I never liked Smokey Robinson.
I bet you didn't. All them hits he got. What, he got over 746,000 hits.
I'll take Stevie Wonder over Smokey Robinson as a songwriter every day of the week.
So you telling me a blind man be writing his own music?
Yes. Why is that unbelievable? Yes.
What the hell? So Ray Charles, they was writing their stuff and they couldn't even see?
Yes.
Well, all right, well, just being able to do that, put them above. I'll give you that, then. I'll give you that. But I thought Stevie was just, you know what I mean? I thought he just listened to a sample track and then he sang it. I didn't know this man writing his own. I mean, how the hell you write and you can't see? I mean, that's better than what Jay-Z be talking about.
Wait a minute. Why do you think one is tied to the other?
I mean, Jesus. Woo.
Why wouldn't you be able to write a song and not be able to see?
How you even know your ABCs if you ain't even got to see them? I mean, you got to look at them. How do we know how do you know how to spell anything?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't even know.
Well, if you a blind man writing music, I mean, geez, that's like Helen Keller. Jeez. These handicapped people.
Blind people know their ABCs. They can read. They can all of that stuff. That Braille, they feel the little dots. I don't know Braille, but they feel the little dots. They know what they know this stuff.
Damn. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. I give it to you. Stevie Wonder is a phenomenal artist, but we're talking about groups. You put Earth, Wind, and Fire up against Boys II Men every time. And you've seen it with your own eyes.
See, to me, that's not even reasonable. That's not, but that's just, again, it's all subjective. In your mind, Boys II Men is a better group than Earth, Wind, and Fire. To me, that is like nonsense.
Who you got winning? I mean, who do you think is a better R&B group between Earth, Wind, and Fire and Boys II Men?
Earth, Wind, and Fire, no doubt.
Whoa. Oh, all right. Hey. I mean, have you heard these guys? Hey, BBD, easy, the East Coast family. Remember that? Come on now, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They got some cuts, man. But I mean,
okay. Again, it's all subjective. You think Boys to Men is better, and that doesn't make you wrong. It just means we don't agree.
Yeah, because we grew up on these guys, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Temptations. That was the big battle back then. But after that, Boys and Men took the crown from those legends. So, they had to bow down. Dennis Edwards, all them, they knew who the greatest was. They knew it was.
Okay.
Them kids, I think they're from Philly, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah, man. But man, yeah. I mean, you just gotta listen. I'm gonna listen to some more Earth, Wind, and Fire. I grew up on that. That's my favorite group. But Boys to Men, definitely, when they came along, they became the better group.
All right, can you give me just a little more of End of the Road before you go?
The pain in my head always will be dead. Spinning around and around all the weekend. That right there. That's how. See them? That's gems. They were dropping gems.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You seen how they did that, man? They came back. They dropped the note. What's that, falsetto? That's a falsetto right there, ain't it?
No, but it don't matter.
What? That end of the road, boy. I'm just the song itself, like you said, just to drop that one song. All you got to do. That's why Lauryn Hill is loved. She didn't have to drop 20 albums. She's a legend off of one album. Boys the Men, a legend off of 2 songs, man. End of the Road and It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. Yep, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. Yes, sir. All right.
All right. That was CK. He's got his thoughts and his opinions, and he's got a right to them. We definitely don't agree. Oh, and Jack was saying, I'm comparing a solo artist with a group. No, I was comparing, he brought up a song. So I was comparing that song to because he was saying that's the best song, the best R&B song ever. And I was saying, no, it's not the best R&B song ever. So and this is from my perspective, if your perspective is Boys to Men is the best R&B group, simply because they had the best R&B song ever, I'm going to argue they didn't have the best R&B song ever, because a R&B song from their era is better than their R&B song. So we were talking at that point about song, not group. So it might have been difficult for you to understand and follow the logic of that, but it was a different conversation. All right. I don't know who Stan Everett is. I don't know who Stan Everett is. What was I talking about? I was talking about the kids being sentenced. The parents being sentenced. And I don't know that. Look, I believe that conviction led to what you're seeing in Cincinnati, where the police chief is wanting to charge parents for their children's bad behavior. I believe one is a direct result of the other. So I do believe you're going to start seeing around the country more prosecutors and law enforcement officials and judges and whatnot reaching for that. I believe that. I believe this was I'm going to say a special case. I don't like using that terminology, with this, but this was a special case of parents just being overly dismissive of the very apparent issues that their child seemed to have. One of the things that the judge said during their sentencing is it's not the court's responsibility or job or role to send a message, but it is the court's role or responsibility to do things that will deter other people. I'm like, I think they're the same. I think they're the same. To me, that's what sending a message is. We're sending you a message with this sentencing to deter you from being this bad of a parent. Just sending you a message. Trying to be a deterrent. It's the same. I would love it if somebody would explain to me what the difference is. That's the message. If you do this, you will also face severe penalties. So don't do it if you don't want to face severe penalties. But I don't know. That's the way I see it. Maybe I'm not understanding it. Maybe I'm not understanding it. But I'm torn. I do think these parents, based on everything that we've heard, I'm torn, and I do believe that these parents deserve some special level of accountability. Some special level of accountability. I see the comment as it just came in. And a part of me want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to be a hater type of stuff. But another part of me just really want to answer the question. And I'm entertained by the comment. So is the king and I over? Rusty crown. He said my crown is rusty. Let me tell you, my crown is not rusty. That's why you don't ever see me wear it. Because I keep it sealed in an area. Nothing bad can happen to it. I polish it every once in a while. The crown is not rusty. But I guess to your question, so is the king and I over? I'll just take that part and I'll say, no. Actually, last time I talked to Wyatt, we talked about, when the next time we gonna do the king and I. It's not over. It's not over. The party's not over. No, it's not over. Which, again, that would be, in my opinion, another group that I would argue is maybe a better R&B group than Boys to Men. Guy. But that would just be an argument that somebody could make. It would just be an argument that somebody could make. To come out and say the greatest R&B group of all time. Fame.
Hello, Emanuel. How are you doing?
Fame, I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm pleasant. Actually, I'm a little disturbed. Not because of the Michigan people. I thought that was a fine sentence. They were clearly dismissive of their kids' behavior. I mean, it's so dismissive to the point where the mom's out here getting her freak off somewhere else, cheating on her husband and whatnot. So, they made a series of bad decisions that led to kids being killed and injured.
Yeah.
Not paying attention to their own child. But Kelly Prather getting 7 years kind of bothers me.
Okay, I haven't talked about that yet, so all right, let's get into it.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Let's get into it. Why?
I'm not saying she didn't deserve it or nothing. Just
okay.
I'm not gonna, I'm sure somebody's gonna say some dumb shit about, I thought she was blessed and highly favored. All that old monkey ass shit people be, her little call-in tag or whatever. But seeing somebody get sentenced to the joint is like kind of painful to watch. Because especially a woman getting sentenced to the joint, because you're more than likely watching a woman about to change her sexual orientation. when she gets sentenced to jail. Let's just be honest about it. Women turned out way quicker than men do in the joint.
I don't know that to be true. I don't know anything about how that works with women.
I do. Trust me. 7 out of 10 women that go to jail experience sexual contact with women.
You just completely made that statistic up, but that's fine. But
I didn't just completely make it up. I know some COs.
They couldn't possibly know everybody to give you an accurate statistical representation like that.
They sit in the tower. They monitor the cells by not just by walking around and seeing them, but they can hear them in the cell and they can hear them getting it in.
Look, you made the statistic up, but the point is not that the statistic is 100% accurate. The point that you're making is that, a lot of women go in and I guess participate in sex with females. Is that such a bad thing?
You ever smell do you ever smell the cell of a woman's cell?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. Matter of fact, there's a guy from Rikers Island talking about it. He's a CEO of Rikers Island. He was talking about it. Like, it's the cell from the stench from a woman's cell, an all-female cell is it'll make you throw up. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to get into specifics or anything like that. We're gonna keep it family oriented. I'm just saying.
Okay, I don't.
You know what I mean? But
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, yeah, but at the same time, her getting 7 years, that's cumulative of all the other 3 that got sentenced for stuff. They didn't get 7 combined. Between what's his name, PG, Pastor, and what's her name,
Tamaya.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Tamaya. Yeah, they didn't get 7 combined. Like, damn. They really didn't like whatever Kelly Prather was doing.
Well, let me say this. Kelly Prather did rub a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people do not like Kelly Prather. She could be, I guess I should say, abrasive. And she was not she was trying to be a part of the system, but she was never accepted as a part of the system. So I do think that factors in. I believe that factors in.
I mean, yeah, it probably does. And yeah, she was abrasive. She was particularly abrasive to me one time at a gym. You know how these these robot accounts or whatever, they go in and they hack people's accounts and copy them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, somebody did that to her once, and I was telling her about it at the gym. I was like, yeah, did you send me this? But we don't even know each other. I was like, yeah, you're Kelly Prather, woo, wah, wah. I was like, did you send this? And, she was just like, just the way she was acting and talking to me just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I'm trying to let you know somebody's fucking with your account and you gonna sit up here and be all nasty about it. But, okay, good luck to you. And, I can sit here and be like, yeah, that's what you get, woo, wah, woo, but I'm not going to do that. Like I said, it's always a very bad sight. And her getting getting such a long of a sentence, even though they're federal judges, they're into our local political scene, and so they probably know that she was lightweight abrasive toward people.
Oh yeah, they know. I mean, it ain't like she goes to some area where nobody knows the politics of it. Those judges live and work and
here,
move amongst us. So yeah, they know.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. I just saw that somewhere else, and I went and looked it up. I'm like, damn, and you got to pay like $1.2 million in fines or something like that. Like, they gave her the hammer of hammers. You know what I'm saying? And I if I'm not mistaken, that might be just the one charge. She still got to come back for something else. So but when I saw the 84 months, I said, damn.
Now let me ask you this, Fame, because I didn't follow it maybe as closely as I should have. Did she get PPP money, and and like a significant amount of PPP money, and they're saying, she fraudulently got this money, or was it just like she applied for this significant amount of PPP money and she might have got a little bit, or what was the deal with that?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that either. I'm like you. I didn't follow it as much as I probably should have, because I was expecting a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was expecting some light shit, 2 years, and you come home and to a hero's welcome, but that ain't about to be the case, because by the time she get out, some of her cronies, they were so old they might be gone.
Well, she might be
I mean?
gone, and I say that because she had medical issues.
Oh well, the judge didn't seem to care about that.
Yeah, like I believe, and I believe she had a cancer diagnosis at some point.
I do remember hearing that. Yes, I do remember hearing that. But apparently the judge didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe that knocked it from 15 to 7. I don't know. But yeah, just 7 years. I've never heard somebody politically involved get hammered like that. I don't even think James Trafficant got that up in Cleveland, did he?
I don't remember what he got. I don't remember.
But yeah, that's all I got. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Make sure this is more regular instead of you hopping in and out.
Hey, Fame, I got one question for you, and I trust you'll be able to give me your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer, of course, but how people do all these verses and all that kind of stuff. Hypothetically, Mint Condition and Tony. Who's the better group?
Oh, Tony. Mint Condition, and they won 2 songs and shit, you know what I'm saying?
What?
That's funny, though. Yes, I'm sorry. Tony was shit on them. Shit bricks on them.
Oh, okay. You got a right to your opinion. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They got one little jingle,
they got a
Mint
lot
Condition,
of hits.
Pretty Brown Eyes, and then they did the little, what's that? Swinging, girl, you send me swinging, and that was mid.
And what kind of man would I be? And
that was all right.
So fine, and they got a lot of hits.
They don't have one song better than Feels Good, nor better than what was that song, Southern California. They did. Tony was special. They was different. You know what I'm saying? But while we doing that, I was about to do the same thing with somebody at Versus. Better song, Bobby Brown, Every Little Step, or New Edition, If It Isn't Love.
Ooh, if I had to say a better song, I think I would have to give it to Every Little Step.
Okay.
It's close.
I'll respect you.
But I think I would have to give it to.
I disagree, but I'll respect your opinion.
I would have to give it to Every Little Step. It's better song. It's much more catchy. Easy to just kind of sing along. I would give it to Every Little Step.
There it is. Hey, always a pleasure, bro. Y'all be good, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Know how today. Old school shit.
That's fame. That's fame. All right. You can't beat that. Oh, that was hard. Every Little Step versus. That's a difficult one. Well, you ask me, Every Little Step. Not the original version of Every Little Step, of course. The version, I'm going to call it the remix version, where he just repeats the first verse a second time. Because there is a version, there's an actual second verse. And I don't like that version. I like the first verse, repeat the first verse with more inflection and all that kind of stuff. Caller.
Hey, Emanuel, how are you?
This is Jerika.
It is Jerika, Jerica to be exact, but yeah, I can go by that too.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Is this an okay time to call? I didn't want to interrupt.
It's always an okay time to call.
Okay, all right. So, what I want to make you aware of is actually your fault.
Hold on. You
Just-
got me on headset or Bluetooth or something?
I have to because I'm driving. It doesn't sound good.
It just sounds a little thin, but go ahead. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm driving. Okay. So if I start getting too low or something, just let me know.
All right.
So, being an afternoon experiment supporter, I got a phone call getting checked. So let me just start there. It was a very bitch move. Is your granddaughter around?
No.
Okay, good deal. So it was Saturday. So let me start by saying this. I have been listening to 1230 The Buzz since probably like 2004, 2003 when I relocated to Cincinnati. So I've been a supporter of pretty much all of the radio personalities, including your brother, Nathan Ivey, all of them. So when Nathan transitioned off of The Buzz, I kind of just followed him. I was a great supporter, like a true supporter. Same as with you. So it was very disheartening, to say the least, for me to receive the call that I got on Saturday. So let me just start with that. So on Saturday, I got a message first from Nathan Ivey, Dion Gergen, whatever his name is. So I got a message from the personality, Nathan Ivey, saying, hey, give me a call. So, we've messaged each other. So, I was out of the blue thinking maybe he's trying to sell something. Of course, I'm going to support that too. So let me give him a call. When I tell you, and I had a friend that was listening in to the call, when I tell you I was just like flabbergasted. So initially it was very, very cordial. Hey, how are you? It then switched to, Jerica, you did some two-faced snake-ass shit. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? What did I do? Because, of course, I don't know what you're talking about. So initially, the call was very, on my end, I was very calm. But I could see that he was getting very upset. So, of course, I continued to say, what are you talking about? And he said, I guess there was a show. There was a show, your show. I want to say it happened either on the 24th, between the 24th and the 27th. There was a comment made or a question that was posed to you in regards to Nathan. And then it was a comment about a post that he made about his two enemies coming together and was alluding to it being you and Wyatt. So, of course, at that point, I'm like, oh, I saw the post, but I didn't take it that way. I had no clue. So that was over my head. So then, I think it was the following day, he had a post on his page that I first thought was on his private page. We'll talk about that later. And ultimately it was, on his public page, but whatever. So when you had the show, I asked, so was the post he made yesterday referring to you? And of course you were like, I didn't see the post. I don't know anything about the post. Someone else asked me about the post. And I was like, I think it was on his private page. I was like, I don't know if it was directed to him or not, but, I'm just wondering because, of course, I missed the first one, so maybe I missed this one too. So that is what he was referring to. So what he said was, by me making that comment, I was trying to start some shit. He said, what you should have done was wave the white flag for me, because I don't argue with peons, referring to you as a peon. I don't argue with peons. I don't have beef with peons. So as the conversation continued, when I tell you this man was more upset than I've ever seen a man be with me ever. I have a whole husband. My husband hasn't even yelled at me like this. So I had to transition, from me being calm Jerica to using explicit language. And, I stepped out. But I kind of enjoyed it because I haven't done it in so long. I was like, okay, well, let's go out and match energy with you, no problem. So it was really like a bitch move that he did. It was really a bitch move. But I had to explain to him, my nigga, this is social media. I can post whatever I want to post, and it is just what it is. And he said, well, you know what? To have access to my private page is a privilege, and I should put it out there that you said this. And I said, I don't give a fuck what you do. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. He said, well, I'm going to, ultimately, he was like, I'm going to block you. And I said, I don't give a fuck if you block me or not. I don't even give a fuck about you like that. I was there to support you. I care about you, your well-being, whatever. But, I mean, you ain't got no stake in my life. So I was perfectly fine with that. I had to end the call because he was just getting too out of hand, like using comments like, I'm real straightforward, and if you were in Cincinnati, I'd come knock on your door. I was like, you took some time out of your Saturday, instead of spending it with your family, to call a woman and try to check her. You tried to check me, nigga. Like, it was really out of hand. But again, I enjoyed the little banter because, I like a little bit of drama every so often. So it ended with me having to hang up on him because he just wouldn't stop. It was like nonstop. I was like, I gotta get hanged up. So after I hung up on him, of course he blocked me. But I wanted to go back and see, like, was this private? Was it on his private page? And lo and behold, it wasn't. His page is public. His page is public, and what he posts is public. So what he posted, which I'm sure was in regards to you, he just doesn't want to admit it, just like he doesn't want to admit that he apparently listens to the show and is still a fan and supporter. Which is fine too. Whatever you do behind the closet, behind closet doors is your business. But it was public, so anyone could have seen it. He was just bothered by the fact that I was speaking about it to someone he doesn't care for. And I explained to him even in the call, like, my nigga, I didn't even realize you guys' beef was that strong. I knew you didn't care for each other, but damn, like, is it like that? And he was like, oh, yeah, I don't have a beef with peons and whatever. And all I could think was, I cannot wait until Monday. He even brought up Brent. He brought up, I think someone else had chimed in about it. And he was like, yeah, that one nigga don't even like me. I forget who it was.
I
do you
vaguely
remember the comment?
I vaguely remember the post, and I remember you asking, like, did he post something about you? And I'm like, no. Now I remember Daryl Carpenter kind of going in on him. But that's,
and said he was a bad guy or something like that. So it was like,
yeah.
But nobody like entertained that. He was like, yeah, I saw you didn't entertain that, but you talking. I said I made 2 comments, my nigga. Like, and I don't have to explain shit to you. I don't give a fuck. So it was just crazy that I would receive such a call when I thought it was like this friendly little call. I thought it was this friendly little call, but then it was like, do you want to sell your house? Like, nigga, no. Why did I answer this call? It's a spam call. So I was like, I cannot wait until Monday. Then the eclipse happened. I couldn't wait to tell everybody how much of a bitch Nathan Ivey can be, or Deion Griggins. I don't know which one called me. Right? Nathan Ivey is the one that I support. And I've never known him to be this. But maybe Deion Griggins makes these bitch moves. Because it was really a bitch move. And I say bitch as in, female dog. Like, you are really acting like a female, your slip is showing. You really shouldn't do this. But, it was just a very eventful, unexpected situation that happened that definitely has changed my perspective of Nathan Ivey. And I just wanted to kind of bring it to you because it's your fault. It was on your show.
But and for anybody wondering, it kind of the backstory, not the backstory, but kind of the backstory is there was a conversation about a post that was put up when Wyatt and myself started. When me and Wyatt started doing The King and I, somehow we became his enemies, and he put this post up about when my enemies come together. I don't even really remember I just remember one of the people had on a crown. So I'm like, he talking about me, and again, I am blocked. So somebody had to screenshot it and show it to me. I just thought it was funny. Like, why are you thinking about me? Why are you thinking about, I don't know, his deal with Wyatt or whatever, anything personal that they may or may not have gone through. I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, I know, Wyatt has shared some stuff, but, you can never know all of the background of a thing if you wasn't there. So that was it. And Wyatt, somebody brought it up on Wyatt's show or whatever, and Wyatt was being diplomatic like he be trying to be, and Wyatt was not going to say a name. So I'm like, just be real about it. It was Nathan Ivey. He posted it. And people was like, what? It was Nathan? Oh, I can't believe he would do nothing like that. And I'm like, I've been telling y'all about this dude for a minute, but y'all don't want to listen. So
He confirmed it to me, hands down. It was confirmed for me. I'm good. I have the receipt. It's definitely a character flaw that he has. Clearly. So he gets very butthurt.
I'm sorry that happened to you. That's terrible. I don't think men should be calling women, you know what I'm saying, mad at them, cussing them out because of some stuff that happened on a podcast. But
And he sat on it. That's what's crazy. It was a whole week. So you prepare, like you
yeah,
have
that
to
was
prepare
that feel
during
like
the
that was
week.
like 2 weeks ago.
It was. It was. He must have just been sitting on it. And I don't know if he listens. He has to be listening in some type of way. Or someone is carrying it back to him. And I don't mind. Take a bone, carry it back, because I don't say shit I'm ashamed of. So I don't mind any of that. But then, but you know, if it's posted and I say it, why get that butt hurt? It's social media. If you feel that you have an issue with me, that's fine. You know, shoot me a text message. Hey, Jerk, I saw what you posted. You know, I really didn't feel too cool about that. But, you know, it is what it is. You good? Are we good? I mean, anything like, but you called to check me. Like, I haven't been checked or even attempted to be checked in a very, very long time. But it was fun. It was fun. I will say that. We laughed afterwards. And I think that's what made him even more upset, because I was laughing a little bit during the call. But that was before I realized he had the cape on, because he was so super mad at, you know, at the whole scenario. So, yeah, but I just thought I'd share it.
Well, I'm sorry you went through that. That's really all. I can't speak for what another man did, clearly.
Of course.
But
Of
yeah,
course.
I'm sorry you went through that, and you know, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good rest of the day.
All right, Jerica.
All right, Emanuel. Bye.
All right. Now, the thing I think that I'm supposed to do now is go in on Nathan Ivey. I'm not doing that. Here's what I'll tell you, and if y'all really pay attention, this is who I am. Hold on, I'll tell you who I am in a minute. Drop Squad 52.
What up, Emanuel?
How you doing?
Man, I was just going through my YouTube timeline, and your bright yellow sweatshirt popped out.
Just a t-shirt.
Okay, the T-shirt popped out. So you know I'm a fan of all talk. So I said, let me see what Emanuel talking about, right? And I see it's Jerica from the Nathan Ivey. I'm like, oh, I'm having flashbacks, Emanuel. Now, again, when you explained to everybody just a minute ago a little of the backstory, how when you and Randall Wyatt started The King and I know the story, Emanuel. I know the story.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it on this show, but I know the story. Why Nate was feeling a certain kind of way when you guys started your little venture.
Okay.
But all I want to say is I've always wondered what's going on with Nathan Ivey now since the last 2 years when he stopped doing his YouTube channel. But the thing that kind of make me kind of relate to Jerica and her story, when I start calling Wyatt show, Nathan Ivey blocked me from on Twitter. And I was like, what? And all he said was, oh, I know what you really are now. And I'm like, what the hell is that shit? But again, I love Nathan Ivey. That man, I did his show for 4 years. I mean, I was calling every day, Emanuel. And he was a good family man, but I always thought the reason he stopped his YouTube channel was because his son was doing good in sports and he needed to make a living. So that's all I thought. But I'm pretty sure there's more to it. But how is he doing, Emanuel? What does Nathan Ivey do these days?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
blocked since they released him at the radio station. He blocked me probably about 10 minutes after he walked out the door.
I remember. But Emanuel, again, it's something about you radio guys. I don't know what it is with radio personalities, because it happens, you know, the Steve Harvey morning show, Ricky Smiley, all these morning shows. What is it really? Is it like competitiveness? What is it
I
really,
don't
Emmanuel?
look. Apparently, there is a competitiveness that I'm not aware of, because I'm not competing with any. The truth of the matter, and I've said this a million times, and for whatever reason, people don't believe me. I never wanted to be on this side of the mic, right? I always enjoyed being on the other side of the mic, producing the shows and doing all of that kind of stuff. That
So
was,
you mean like an engineer?
yeah.
Okay.
That was where
okay.
I always wanted to be. I was forced on this side. So maybe there is competition that happens. And, maybe it's, for people who want to be on this side of the mic, they competing with people. I felt the competition, but I've never been a part of the competition. So, yeah, apparently there is competition and people get really sensitive about stuff. I'm just not a part of the competition. I want to see everybody win. Like, if Lincoln could, get 60 million listeners, and then Wyatt could get 60 million listeners, and then I could get 60 million listeners, why can't everybody be happy? Why, if I get 60 million, I only want Wyatt to have 30? If I get, I don't participate in it, but it's there.
Yeah, it is. But, like I said, I always wish any black man who tries to start his own business, to venture out on his own after being part of corporate America, shout out to him. Plus, he was a black family man. And, I always wish him the best. But, man, some of the drama that be popping up. Now, before I go,
All right.
Kelly Prather will be sentenced coming up real soon. Am I correct?
I think she got sentenced.
Wow.
Somebody
Now,
said she got
remember,
sentenced to 7 years.
She got 7 years?
Yeah. That's what
Wow.
I heard.
So she'll probably do about 3 years, and then maybe a couple years with an ankle bracelet.
Well,
Don't you think?
now I don't know, because I'm not. Do they do that with federal time? Because ain't this a federal thing?
Yeah, they did it with Tamaya Denard.
Okay.
She got out early.
Okay.
She got out early. But again, I remember from the Nathan Ivey show, Emanuel, because I was the antagonist on that show, right? The hated black Republican. And it's true. But
I never listened, so no, I don't know that.
you never. Well, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying
that. You did say that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it wasn't no hater stuff. Like, I never listened. I told you he blocked me like 10 minutes when he left the station. So when he started the new thing, I was blocked. So I never saw a single episode of his show because I don't have access to it.
How would you be blocked on YouTube? You just turn it on YouTube.
Oh, I don't be watching stuff on YouTube. So, yeah, for me, I typically watch this stuff on Facebook.
Okay, fair enough. But I called her out as a Democrat operative for certain campaigns. You know how they put certain candidates to run in certain races just to take votes from other people? I'm sure you've heard of that tactic.
Say that one more time.
It's where, like, say it's a Democrat precinct and you have an incumbent and he's going up against this up-and-coming radio guy named Emanuel Livingston, and you want the incumbent, Emanuel is going to give you a fight. Mm-hmm. So you call Kelly Prather up and you say, Kelly, look, I need you to go and run interference for me as a candidate. I'll back you, but I just need you to take votes away from Emanuel so I can sail through.
Right.
You've heard of that, right?
Yes.
Right. So she was doing this. I don't remember what race it was, but at the time, I gave her a nickname called Campaign Kelly. And I swear I did not know that she would end up where she is today. So I just want to say to all the people in the chat who were part of the Nathan Ivey show, give me, Drop Squad 52, your favorite black Republican, give me some credit for calling her for what she was. So she got to do her time, get out, come back to the community, don't be in public service, do not be involved in politics, and live your life, because she's a very smart, intelligent black woman that made a mistake, and now she got to pay her debt to society, and then she can come back from it. Because I know she's only, in her early 50s?
I'm not sure her age.
Or
I think she
somewhere
might
around
be a
there,
little
yeah.
older than that.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it, Emanuel. I was just having flashbacks about the Nathan Ivey show, and I wish him the best. So,
all right.
Thanks for taking my call. No politics today, brother. I'm gonna give you a break.
All right. Hey, Drop. Have a good one.
Take care, Emanuel.
All right. All right. Now let me be clear about where I am with all of this stuff. All of it. Because y'all have to understand that my take on this stuff is I'm an insider, but I'm an outsider, if that make any sense, right? And clearly I'm a PI. But here is my take on all of this stuff, because I think I'm supposed to trash Nathan Ivey, because I consider Jerica to be a friend. And I don't like what happened. But here's my take on it. But before I give you my take, I'm going to give you some background. Before I give you background, let me tell you who I am. I speak the truth. I speak the truth. I don't really bash people. I don't come for people. I don't try to harm people or sabotage people or anything like that. But I will tell the truth. That's who I am. And if you think about anything you've ever heard me say about Nathan, you ain't ever heard me bash the brother. Ever. Not even once. Matter of fact, and I keep telling people this, I don't know if nobody believed me, but I've suggested when I was at the radio station that they reach out to him and see if he wanted to do a show again. Because I say on a regular basis, because I just tell the truth, that I think he's a good talk show host. Because I just tell the truth. I ain't never said nothing personal about that man. I ain't never talked about his family, but I will say this about his wife. She's one of the kindest people I ever met. I mean, I think she's a beautiful person. I don't mean beautiful outside. She's beautiful outside too. But when I say beautiful, I mean, I think she's one of the kindest, most beautiful people I've ever met. I ran into her once, even after all of this stuff. And she was nothing but pleasant to me. We were at an event, and she was pleasant. And I was actually shocked, because, a lot of times somebody beefing with somebody, their spouse feel like they had to reciprocate the beef for the absent spouse. It wasn't none of that. It was, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I think we even, hugged real quick. The regular little friendly hug. Like, hey, da-da-da. And that was it. So I ain't never said nothing about him, his wife, his children. I never talked negatively about that brother. None of that kind of stuff. None of that. Because I just tell the truth. Everything I've said has been true. I don't run around insulting people and all of that kind of stuff. I don't wish for failure or any of that kind of stuff for him. I wish it, but again, when I left the radio station, they were, somebody, general manager. So, well, what are we going to do about that time slot? I gave him what I thought were two great options. Option number one, put Raven in that time slot. He said he didn't think Raven was ready. Well, option number two, I don't know if he's still doing his thing, but reach out to Nathan. He's a good talk show host, and he has a following. Putting back on the air, him following Lincoln, you got a winning pair right there. So I don't think we're going to do that. That's why I keep saying I'm not beefing with Nathan. Apparently he's beefing. Well, he's not beefing with me because I'm a peon. He's beefing with people who ain't beefing with me, I guess. I'm sorry, Jerica, I had to go through that. I hate that. I'm not asking nobody to choose no sides. Whether it's Lincoln, because Lincoln beefing with me now. would say I maybe bash Lincoln a little more, but again, everything I say is true. Either true or jokes. And I think people can clearly tell which one is which. But I tell you all the time, I enjoy Lincoln's show. I listen to Lincoln's show. I got no problem. I want to see Lincoln succeed. All of that kind of stuff. All of that. All of that. So I'm not asking you either listen to Lincoln or you listen to me. And if you listening to Lincoln, I'm going to block you. And if you listening to... I don't do all of that stuff. I got no problem with none of these people running around. I saw when Nicole was like, I ain't choosing no side. I just know I can't invite both of y'all to an event. You could. I've been in places where he's in. I've been in spaces where he's in. He don't say a word to me. And I keep telling y'all, I'll be forgetting. If I'm not beefing with you, I might not remember that you beefing with me. So I've seen him out, and I'll be like, I walk past him, I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, oh, he beefing with me. I forgot. Have we been in the same spot together? Matter of fact, when I don't remember whose show it was, but Tamaya and them used to have him come in and do his show. And one time I came in and he was sitting in the control room, and I was like, hey, what's up, Nathan? Because again, I'd be forgetting. And he was sitting in a swivel chair, and he literally swiveled around in the chair. I was like, oh, I forgot we beefing. Now, once I did have to kind of kick him out of the station, but that was a whole other thing. I might have to tell y'all that story one of these days. But I'm not beefing with Nathan Ivy. I'm not beefing with Lincoln Ware. I'm not beefing with none of these people. If you support them, that don't make you my enemy. If you wish them well, it don't make you my enemy. Now, they might be beefing with me, but I got no problem with none of them. And again, none of them step to me. And again, I've been in their presence. So he might step to Jerica. But he got my number. Like, if he got that kind of beef with me, nigga, call me. My number ain't changed. Remember, Lincoln texted me, like, why are you saying that? And I responded, because I'm telling the truth. Text me. Call me. I'll talk to you. I'm not beefing with nobody, and I'm not soliciting negative comments about people and all that kind of stuff. But this is a safe space for the truth. This is a safe space for the truth. And sometimes the truth hurt. Sometimes the truth seems like an attack. But this is a safe space for the truth. If what you're saying is true, I'll listen to you. If you just got, he ain't this and he ain't that, that's your opinion and you got a right to it. But if you telling truth, tell the truth. And I ain't did nothing but tell the truth on nobody. I ain't lied on nobody. People think you beefing with it. No, I'm not. I told the truth. Every story I tell is true. And if they don't like it, maybe you shouldn't have done the stuff that you done or said the stuff that you said or acted the way that you acted or whatever. But I'm not beefing. I'm not here to tear nobody down. I'm not here to harm nobody. And again, I'm not mad at you if you support somebody. That's not who I am. All right, Brent.
And everyone knows your number there in Cincinnati. It's 513 area code 777-9311. Oh man, how's everything going?
Everything's going good.
That's good. That's good. We got a change to work schedule. So, man, I was in the office. I was like, okay, hold on 10 more minutes. Give me 10 minutes so I can at least make it out to the car to call in. Because work is just busy. And you know, it can be in the office environment. But during Jerika's call, I was sitting in the corner, grabbed the tag team rope, and was stretching my hand out, just saying, tag me in, Jerika, tag me in.
By the way, it's Jerica. The real name is Jerica. But
I
Jerica,
totally understand, but Jerika is so funny. So hopefully she'll forgive me in advance for making fun with her name. But most of the people in the chat know that I have, got the Friends of Cincinnati page that I created.
Mm-hmm.
Never lived in Cincinnati, but I've been listening since '99 when I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And there are times like, I couldn't listen at work. This is back before the apps and the cell phones. You could only stream, if you're going to stream it, you have to do it through a computer.
Yeah.
And, I didn't have a separate, a non-work computer at home. At work. So I definitely wasn't going to stream it on the work computer. That's foolish. So over the years, I've just accumulated, surely not as large of a collection as Garrison, which I don't know if anybody still has that collection, but that would be something to get a hold
that
of.
would.
Oh my goodness. Because I would just listen to it, I'd be a day late, listen to it, and when I would come across a Sister Francis clip that was hilarious, or any clip, people talking about conspiracies, just fades off and kept it going. So I tried to make sure I sent it to, because I think you joined, I sent it to Lincoln and he joined, because, I'm all about the jokes. I say some serious things every now and then, but it's for the most part about the jokes.
Yeah.
And Raven, I don't know if she's on or not. She still hasn't joined, so I'm a little low-key pissed that she keeps on ignoring the invitation. But with all of that, I also sent it to Nathan. And, I was like, I just sent out the invitation. I think I sent to like 5 or 6 people. Then he hit me up on Messenger and said, what's up with you creating a group about Friends of the Buzz of Cincinnati and you don't have any of my content on there? And I'm like, I thought it was a joke. So I'm like, au contraire, mon frere. I actually found saved a clip, him when he was talking to Glenn, Glenn Washington. And, I was like, no, you're on there too. I just haven't had the time to, listen to a lot of yours, but, that could be no problem. And he was like, replied back, no, just don't send me no more invitations and stuff like this and everything. I'm like, well, hold up. You're going to complain first about none of your previous shows being on there in terms of content, but you can't see the content unless I approve you for the page. So I don't know if folks were, telling about it and everything. And even after your call with Wyatt, the back and forth, that's when I put the boys in the hood, meeting out there with you, Wyatt, and Nathan, saying, hey, why can't we all just get along? No different to you and Lincoln, where I got Lincoln knocking you out and then you biting Lincoln's ear as you tend to go back and forth. But yeah, it's like, man, I've gotten instant messages before from the angry old man was saying, you better stop, cussing and carrying on in the text, talking about stop tagging me on stuff with Emanuel. I don't F with him like that. And I'm like, you do know that you can block me if necessary. I'm not thinking of you and, seeing who, are you friends with this person or friends with that person?
Wait. Hold on. I'm confused. Who?
Yeah.
Who said that?
The angry old, the one who wanted to catch you in traffic. The 14 chairs and a roll of toilet paper. Lindsay. You don't want to know what that 14 chairs and a roll of toilet paper, because
boy.
if it could help the youth hey, let's replicate that and get these kids down. But I want to know what 14 chairs and just why only one roll of toilet paper. But but he blocked me a little while after that. But that's because he would be saying some crazy stuff and I'd call him out on it. But like I said, I would listen to you, listen to Nathan, listen to Wyatt occasionally, listen to Lincoln. So if there's a joke to be made, I'm gonna make a joke. If I think there's something that's inaccurate what's being said, I'm gonna put that information out there. But yeah, I was taken back by that. I'm like, oh, I thought you were joking, but you being serious. And I'm like, hey, ain't no problem. I my bad. I thought maybe I didn't send it to you initially, but if you don't want to see the content, you ain't got to see the content. That's easy. Yeah. So.
Well, look, here's one thing that happens, and I'm guilty of it myself, just so y'all know. People make fake pages. People make Blade ain't the only one who got, fake pages. I have a fake page. It's not really a fake page, but I have another page. And sometimes, so if I want it now, I didn't make the fake page until I started this show.
Right.
Because you have to have a page to have a show page and all that kind of stuff. And I made the page, and then so sometimes I go on Lincoln Ware show, and I guess it's called lurking. But I can see every comment that comes in, so whether you got me blocked or whatever. I see Nathan's comments. I see Zoe's comments. I see Tamiko's comments. I see every comment that comes in, and you can't block me because you have no idea that I'm there. So, you would have to know that. And so I think other people do the same thing. So where I'm blocked from, say Nathan's page, I'm certain that there's a page that he has where he's watching this show. So he can see what's being said and read the comments and all of that kind of stuff. And, just people can see stuff. Don't think because you block somebody, they can't see your stuff if your page is public.
Yeah, because definitely Blade is not the only one with 3 and 4 and 5. Well, we got Ron. He knows he has all those pages, but, at least he doesn't try to pretend to be somebody that he's not. We know Ron, Omega, Dula, the whole list down the line. But it's man, just to have that energy to want to, you block someone, then you want to come in and see still what they saying, and it's like, man, you blocked me, so let it go. Yeah, but oh well. But I will have to forego the WrestleMania wrestling report until tomorrow. LaDonna, I'll see you tomorrow. We can talk about this. But I gotta make it on down this expressway. All right. So I blame Jerika for sidetracking the wrestling report. So LaDonna, thanks Jerika for getting me sidetracked. But it's I know that you and Lincoln right now aren't on the best of terms, but guess what? I'm still listening to both of y'all, and I'm making jokes about both of y'all, and I'm laughing at both of you and supporting what you do. Because, hey, that's the kind of person I am. But if you want to have a problem with me because I'm friends with someone that you don't like, oh, well. Yeah. You're not going to, whether it was that or even, with church and everything, where, being in church environment, say somebody leaves the church, and some church folks get like, oh, you left the church? Oh, I ain't going to talk to you no more. I'm like, what in the world? Do you still believe in Jesus? Are you still working? All right, we good. Keep it moving. But some folks see it as a betrayal, which, nah. It's just that I think both of you are worthy of being friends, at the very least acquaintances. So, I'm just not going to cut it off like that. But all righty. Well, hey, you take it easy and make sure you watch Raw, because we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll just do a condensed version of the biggest shockers and highlights and what went down tomorrow.
All right.
All right, you take it easy.
All right, take it easy, Brent. Again, I'm not encouraging nobody to have beef with nobody. I don't have beef with any of these people. I didn't even know Lindsay is. I didn't know Lindsay was beefing. Well, I mean, I knew You know, he kind of threatened my life, but I didn't know he was like for real beefing. What am I doing to people? What am I doing to people? Emanuel got him going mad, and I'm not even trying. Jason.
Hey, I was watching when I called. I kind of feel like you didn't take my call and took Brent's instead.
Brent was already on I had already picked up the line.
Oh, okay. I don't believe you, but all right. I didn't call to talk about whoever y'all talking about. I'm like the people who hate the wrestling report now. I don't want to hear that stuff. I called to talk about WrestleMania, and thank God long-winded Brent shut up and hung up the phone since he be throwing shots on Facebook that I done got up off of. So while he driving on down the road, he can listen to the abridged version. We just gonna talk about the highlights.
All right.
Did you watch WrestleMania?
I did.
Let's start at the end then.
Hold on. I missed Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. So I missed the first match the first night and didn't go back and watch it.
That actually was a good match. They both wrestled their asses off. I was disappointed Becky didn't win, but, you know, like I said, it was a good match.
Okay.
So I wasn't upset. What'd you think about the final match? Let's start at the end.
I liked it. I wasn't sure, you know, but I liked it. I liked the final match. I liked all of the run-ins and all of that kind of stuff. I think
Even
it
though
would
it had your least favorite wrestler, two of your least favorite wrestlers in there.
Roman and The Rock.
No, you said you didn't like John Cena.
Oh, no, I don't like John Cena. I blocked him out. I forgot that he ran in.
Oh man.
But no, I thought it was good. I thought they ended the way it was supposed to end. If they would not have done that, it wouldn't have been good. So I liked it.
Did you watch Monday Night Raw?
I did.
What'd you think of that? I didn't like how they wasted up the first damn near 45 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like an
Cody
hour.
crying in the stage.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you won. Let's continue the story. Like,
Right.
we don't have to relive what you already did.
Right. I agree. But I mean, I thought it was, you know, it's the Monday night. So, of course, the energy, it was electricity in the air. And so you almost can't do no wrong. It wasn't a bad show.
All right. Now, the tag, we're gonna jump around. The tag team
Wait,
match,
hold
I
on. But
disagree with both.
before you jump around, they're going to have to do something more with Jade Cargill than just a quick squash match. They're going to have to do a little something more than that.
Wasn't it you that was telling me that she doesn't have the ring stuff down?
Yeah.
The routine?
Right. But, I mean, they can do something. They need to create a story for her and not just... You can do a quick squash match if there's some sort of a story involved, but just have her come out, do her finishing move, you know, roll up, pin, and then flex, and then leave. You're not giving me anything. As a physical specimen, she's second to none, but I need a little more.
Well, okay. So, do you think Nia Jackson's hurt? Because we ain't seen her since the match with Becky, and they kind of was pushing Jade towards that. Because remember, she threw her out in the Royal Rumble.
I thought that's what they was working towards as well, and it might be. I just don't like she has a personality, so she's not terrible on the mic. So let her talk a little bit. Like, let her be back there talking mess, and then somebody come up and say, oh, you think you all of that? Well, why don't you meet me in the ring? Boom, squash them, flex, and leave. But there should be something to it other than she just came in and squashed a random person and left.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. The WWE isn't famously known for hyping black talent, so I didn't expect her to come in and just take off. That's just my opinion of watching the WWE over the years. They aren't too big on putting belts on brown folks.
Okay. Okay.
But that's just me. Now, is that it on Jade Cargill? I
Yeah.
won't cut you off. I don't like how they did the tag team match belts. I like that they split it because they should have been did that.
Right.
But you've been making jobbers out of what's dude's name? Every time I try to think of it, the A-Town Down dude.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. Austin Theory.
Yeah. They've been making jobbers of them too, and Austin Theory is a good wrestler, but then you just give him a title out of nowhere. Like, okay, they can carry the belts, okay, whatever. But R-Truth and The Miz, you got all these tag teams that you could have gave the titles to, and you give it to these two old dudes. I can see R-Truth and The Miz taking the SmackDown titles, but not the Raw titles.
But they're on Raw.
Well, they could have went to SmackDown. That could have been the you know.
Well, they
that
might.
could've
The
been
draft is coming up, so they might send them to SmackDown.
Now, you know, when they give the championships, whoever gets whatever belt you get, that's where you stay. They don't usually swap brands of the tag team.
But they have done it.
Yeah.
Like, remember the Rhea and Charlotte, where Charlotte didn't want to do the swap and threw it at her and all that kind of stuff. So they do it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just didn't like the match was good, but I feel like they left the Creed brothers out, even though they need a little more work on their in-ring wrestling because they do blow a lot of moves. But you could have gave it to DIY. They could have gave it to the New Catch Republic. Let them guys get a chance to carry the belt. Don't give it to them two teams you gave it to. Especially
Hold
when
on. Jason, I have to say this comment just because this is a good comment. This is a good comment.
Here we go.
Jack says, sounds like Emanuel's the Rocky King of talk. That's a good one. That's it. Go ahead, Jason.
That's it for me on the tag team. I just felt like they could have gave it to somebody else.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about that dude that spent this whole year crying, won the title, and I know it's scripted, but it was so damn funny. Like, you sat out there talking shit and got a right hook from CM Punk, and as soon as CM Punk hit him in the face, Damian Priest, his music hit. He was damn near at the bottom of the ramp when his music hit. I was like, damn, okay. He playing that up good.
Bro, I knew that was going to happen. If you go back and watch my, when Brent asked me and I gave my predictions, I said that exact thing was going to happen. I just didn't know how they was going to work it. So I like the way that they did it because clearly it sets up the feud or it creates situations to extend the feud between him and CM Punk when CM Punk comes back. So I love the way they did that. I loved it.
I like how they followed it up on Raw, too.
Yeah.
When Drew was trying to get back to number one contender, and he went to hit his move, and CM Punk was there holding his foot. I was like, okay, this storyline is going to be good.
Yeah.
Although, in my humble opinion, I don't think Drew McIntyre can hold a candle to CM Punk on the mic.
I think they do a good job of playing off of each other.
They do, but insult-wise, I don't think Drew. I don't think he has it.
I think they do a good job. So we don't agree on that.
All right, I can agree to disagree. I didn't like how they used the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley in that match either. That was just almost a waste of time.
It was.
That was a filler match. Just like Jade Cargill's match. Them was filler matches. They wasn't even for titles or like anything.
For nothing. They were just there. Yeah.
I like that Sami Zayn won. I didn't like that they hyped it up like Kevin Owens was going to follow up and then he lost to whatever that dude's name is who shouldn't have a title in the WWE.
He definitely shouldn't.
because I always tell my friends, like, the WWE lets talent die. You can't give a belt to some goofball because he owned a company and make drinks. Get that belt to one of them wrestlers that didn't put their whole life into this.
And to be honest, I thought he was going to lose the belt, but when I turned on and saw Prime in the middle of the ring, I said he going to keep that belt.
You know what? I had the same thought. They had the card. They kept going back to the card.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he going to win.
Yep.
But I didn't like that match. I figured Gunther was going to lose. Now I'm just interested to see what they going to do with Gunther, because this Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, that's not going to last long. Unless Chad Gable is going to turn complete heel to get that belt up off of Sami Zayn.
Well, I think what they're going to do with Gunther is they're going to set him up. I don't know how, but he's about to be in the world title picture.
He'll probably just come back and demand it.
I guess he could, but like Damian is a heel. He's a heel. They're not going to put them two in a program.
That's true. And Damian can't flip since they obviously aren't going to break up.
Judgment Day, yeah.
I thought Judgment Day was done at WrestleMania, but that was a shocker to me. Because Dom wasn't even, he hardly was with him the whole WrestleMania.
True.
I thought he was, I was like, oh, maybe he's going to go over there with El Fantasma or whatever dude's group is.
But I think they're selling a lot of merchandise, and, you know, that's what matters.
It sure do. That's why Sami Zayn got a belt on his hip.
Yep.
And you're right about that. I just thought about that why a lot of people don't get their shot. You ain't selling no merch. It's over.
Right.
You get back of the line. But I think that's until Friday night SmackDown. I think that's it for the wrestling. SmackDown ain't go. I don't think that's gonna be half the show that the Raw before WrestleMania. Oh, wait, before I go. I don't like how Cody Rhodes got literally whooped in the ring and then turned around and won the belt tonight too. Like, don't hype up the Bloodline rules. They could have let him win the tag team match.
No, they had to create a sense of he's not gonna win. You know, to build up that, because you gotta believe that's the beauty of getting that 1, 2, 3. You gotta believe that your dude can't win. If you know going in, oh, he gonna win. You don't get that big pop when your dude win.
Yeah. But they didn't have to. I was waiting for, because The Rock made some promises, and I feel like this. You can't get rock bottom if you the final boss. They can't use your special move on you. Am I wrong about that?
I think you're wrong.
Well, how are you the final boss if somebody hitting you with your own special? You're not the final boss.
As long as you kick out, you good.
Nah, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. And another promise that The Rock made, he didn't keep. I didn't see him wiping the Mama Rose tears on that belt. I was waiting at the edge of my seat. I was like, if he go over there and rub that old white lady's face on that belt, I'm never watching wrestling again, because they'll never be able to top that. That would have been it for me. I'm like, I done seen it all. That's it. I'm not a fan anymore.
Oh, all right, Jason.
That's all I had.
I appreciate the call.
That's how you do it, Brent. Bye.
That would have been funny. All right, y'all. My time, overtime. I got to get ready to head out of here. I appreciate everybody, and I mean everybody, for checking in. Again, I don't know what I do to people to drive them so crazy. I'm just some guy doing a little thing in my basement talking to the people who said to me when I left, y'all said to me, "You're going to do a show? We want you to keep doing a show." And so that's why I'm sitting here in my basement with these lights and this green screen and all of that kind of stuff. Because y'all said, we want you to keep doing it. That's it. Otherwise, I would have been done. So, being the peon that I am, and again, for everybody watching, because I've been known everybody watching, like, when I say everybody, you know who you are. I've been known that, they watching. But I'm not sitting around. You don't have to watch. I'm not here to bash you. Just watch because you like it. But I don't know what I'm doing to drive people crazy. People reaching out to people like, how dare you? Like, stop doing that. You make yourself look bad. I'm not trying to make you look bad. You making you look bad. Stop doing that. Stop. You be great at being you. Allow me to be great at being me. And let everybody else be great being themselves. I keep telling people this, just like with the Alicia Reese, Stephanie Dumas. You don't have to like one and hate the other, and like the other and hate the one. You can like and support both of them sisters. I don't have no problem if you support other people and support me. It's enough of you to go around. All right. It's enough of you to go around. And I appreciate those of you who decide to come and check me out every once in a while. I'm cool with it. I'm not beefing with nobody. I'm not soliciting hate towards nobody. None of that kind of stuff. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. Apparently, there's somewhere I was supposed to be at 5. They said, I know we say at 5 o'clock. And I'm thinking, I know we didn't say 5 o'clock, because if nothing else, I would have said 5:30, because I do my show until 5. So I know I didn't say 5 o'clock, but they thought I said 5 o'clock, so they're waiting for me. So I need to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. If you are out and about and you are doing whatever it is that you are doing, as always, do me one favor. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.